All right, hi everyone. This is Daisy Fox Tarot coming at you with a new video here. We are going to do 3 piles today, and we are going to be looking at the comforting message your soul needs to hear right now. We are coming up on this new moon in Cancer. In fact, I believe that peaks today here in North America, and I just feel like the collective needs to hear this. The collective needs some sort of comforting message right now. It's lots of changes happen with new moons, and in Cancer we're looking at family, we're looking at home life, and that can be really hard, that can be really triggering, that can just be a big challenge. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. So yes, we're going to do 3 piles. I'm going to use these crystals here to help you pick a pile, and we will be shuffling those cards here on camera. The first crystal that we have, we're just going to go through that real fast, is Lemurian Quartz. The second crystal I have here for you guys is Green Adventuring, and the third crystal I have here for you guys is this beautiful rose rock right here. So let's start with the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses Tarot or Oracle. Right, so we're just going to be picking a card, pile number 1 to choose. What comforting message does their soul need to hear right now? All right, we are going to go with this one right here. And then for pile number 2, what comforting message does the pile number 2 soul need to hear right now? Feeling this one right here. And then let's move this up a little bit so we can see a bit better. And then pile number 3, what comforting message does your soul need to hear right now? And this one right here, so we're going to turn these over. All right, pile number 1, we have Goddess of Oneness. Someone you love is thinking fondly of you at this moment. Pile number 2, we have Goddess of Awakening. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. And I love that comes with this green adventuring heart, which is meant to symbolize friendship, romance, romantic love. A good place for that here. And then pile number 3, we have the Angel of Diet and Nutrition. Pay attention to what you eat and drink. You intuitively know what is good for you. Love that. Okay, guys. So take a minute, choose a pile. You can choose 1, you can choose 2, you can choose all 3. You can listen to the whole video and then decide which one resonates most for you. Whatever feels right for you, do that. Just know you will never pick incorrectly. There's a message for you here if you've been led to this reading. So I'm going to give you a few minutes, and then we will get started on our reading and see what the comforting message is that your soul needs to hear right now. Here you've picked this pile with the Goddess of Oneness and this beautiful Lemurian Quartz that I have here. So let's get shuffling. Let's see what messages your soul needs to hear right now. The first thing I'm hearing is you need to know that you're loved. You need to know that you're cared about. Right here, someone you love is thinking fondly of you at this moment. I don't know if you've been experiencing this feeling of not being loved, of not being cherished, of not being cared about, but you are loved, you are cherished, you are cared about. So that's just something I feel like you need to hear right now, and I don't know, that's just something I feel like you need. So let's start with some tarot real fast. It's just the typical Rider-Waite tarot. I've got a message for you. These 3 want to come out, so that's what we're going to do. All right, and then, yeah, we're going to start with this. Wow, so okay. So I have this star here for you. We have the Knight of Swords, and we have the 10 of Wands. Pile number 1. You've been carrying a huge load right now. You've been carrying a huge weight. You're ready for action. You've been trying to do something. You've been trying to get something done, but it just feels like a huge weight on your shoulders. And I see here that you're almost there. You're almost at the finish line. I don't know if you can see here, but you've almost made it. But it's just a huge weight on your shoulders. You're feeling so heavy. I knew that everyone needed to hear a comforting message right now. But I see the star here. You're manifesting. You're working hard to create your dream life. I see that. And I see that you've got ideas, and you're trying to get this done. You're trying to make this happen, these new ideas. You're going for it. But my goodness, it just feels like such a heavy burden. In fact, while I'm reading this right now, I feel like this heaviness on my chest. I can't imagine what you're feeling right now with that. It's just, it feels so heavy. It feels like you've just been carrying this burden for so long, and you've had the idea, you've gone for it, but gosh, even though you're close to the finish line, you just feel exhausted. And your higher self, your guide, spirit just wants you to know that you're loved and you're being supported through this journey, and you will make it. You will make it to that end point. You've got to keep going. You can't give up. You see this knight right here. He is going for it. He's ready. He's got this idea, and he's making out like a bandit. He is getting it done. But I know it's heavy. I know it feels like a heavy burden to just keep pushing and keep going. Let's see here. Let's see what else we have for you. We have here, I'm going to be using let me make sure I say it correctly here. We have a totally unofficial Adventure Time Tarot deck by Catherine Hillier, and I'm going to put the links to all of these decks down below, but this one is so cute. It's the cutest deck in the world. Oh my gosh, I got it on her Etsy, and it's just like gorgeous. I'll put a link to her socials down below too, so you can go and support this artist. But all right, let's see here what other messages we have for you here. Oh wow, okay, here we go. I find that this deck is very active. Alrighty, lots of messages here. So we have Temperance with BMO. We have the Hermit with Lumpy Space Princess here. We have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. And we have the Magician. Pile number one, you're so close. You're almost there. You're manifesting everything you're trying to manifest here. It's going to happen. You have everything you need here. If you see the Magician comes and tells you that you have all the elements that you need. In this deck, of course, we're seeing a little bit of a different rendition here, but you're usually seeing a pentacle, the cup, the wand, and a sword, letting you know that you have all the raw materials you need to make this happen. In fact, I really feel that this needs to come out here by this star card, because that's really the energy that we're looking at here. And Temperance is really about having the patience to get this done, knowing that you can get through it. That's what this Temperance card is in the Hermit. It's possible that during this journey, in order to make it through, you're going to have to go a bit inside. You're going to have to spend some time alone. You might have to tell people no if you have people inviting you to go do something. You've got this huge heavy burden here. I can tell you're feeling so tired. You're feeling so worn out. And I really feel like that's what this Hermit is speaking to. It's time to go inside. It's time to withdraw a little bit. Settle in, settle down, and take some time for yourself so you can push through and make it to the finish line here. This Ten of Swords energy is really telling me you are exhausted, you are done, you've had enough, you're tired, and your guides know this, your higher self knows this, and spirit knows this. It's recognizing this and acknowledging this and letting you know that you are loved. They're thinking of you. They're thinking fondly of you. They're proud of you. They care about you. You're not doing this alone. I know it may feel like you're doing this alone right now, but you're not, my friend. You're not. All right, let's see here what we have for you. I have the Lantern Oracle here as well, and we're going to pull this final Oracle card, and then we'll read out of the book for both of these, just to kind of get a little bit of extra clarification. And I find that these books are beautifully written, these guidebooks. So they have some wonderful quotes in here. They have some wonderful messages in here for you. So here we go. The comforting message that pile one's soul needs to hear right now. Go, I'm really feeling this one. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. I have here radical self-love, you guys. I cannot make this up. Your love, not just externally, not just by source, but you need to show yourself self-love as well. This card says, we can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. You guys, this is about self-love. We have to love ourselves first before we can accept the love that we need. A lot of times we will accept and allow what we believe that we deserve. And if we don't believe that we deserve love if we don't believe that we deserve love, it's hard to get that love from others. And I'm seeing right now on my camera, we've got 11 minutes 33 seconds. I don't know if those angel numbers mean anything for you, but if you do, that's there. We also have a 41 here for radical self-love. But let's take a look at these oracle cards. Let's see here. Let's just see the message here that they have for you. We're going to start with the angels, gods, and goddesses. This one right here, we have the goddess of oneness. Someone you love is thinking about you right now. Let's see here. Oneness, that's on page 51. Just a little number for you. I don't know if you're into numerology, but if you are, that resonates for you. Here, there you go. So, goddess of oneness, someone you love is thinking fondly of you in this very moment. This says, remember that love is not restricted by time or space, and you are forever connected spiritually to those you love and care for. It is understandable that you may be saddened because you are physically apart from someone you dearly love. Alternatively, you may be saddened by a loved one's recent passing from the earth's plane. Through this card, they are making their presence felt. They have not left you and will never leave you. They are forever with you in spirit. The bonds of love can never be broken. Feel and acknowledge their presence, for they are with you in spirit right now. Guys, this may be coming from someone on the other side who's passed, who's letting you know you're worthy of love. Love yourself. They still love you. You have this person reaching out, your higher self, maybe someone who has passed, who's saying that they love you, they care about you, and they're rooting for you. They're cheering for you. They know you can do it. You have all the tools you need to get by. You have all the tools you need to finally reach your destination here. They know you're tired, and they're suggesting that you go inwards. They're suggesting that you keep pushing, okay? Let's see here with radical self-love what we have from the Lantern Oracle. This is number 41. Go. All right, radical self-love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. All right, the world and people around us mirror our relationship with self. All of the ways we mistakenly seek and rely on love from others in the world is made of the need to be in harmonious breath with the unconditional love that we, in essence, are. True self is the absolute transparent connection with the pure love that spirit self is. The self-love to be accessed within its unlimited and the self-love to be accessed within is unlimited and something that none of us needs ever go without or be disconnected from. That's right, you're never alone. You always have a love from yourself. And like this said, the world and people around us mirror our relationship with self. So you can only receive that which you believe yourself worthy of. Believe yourself to be worthy of this love. All right. Here we go. When we turn away from the unconditional love that we are and have to give and receive, it becomes suppressed energy that burns unhealthily. This is what hurts us and leaves us hungry for what is actually freely available to us in abundance. Nonetheless, what is our loving radiance gets unnaturally buried in the darkness of our inattention. This can only have adverse effects. To deny and subdue the radiant love, generosity, and kindness of who and what we are resonates with the following quote from the Gospel of Thomas. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Until we embody just how radical and pure our self-love is, we are not entirely open to receive or vibrationally match to such unconditional love from others or the universe. Just what I was feeling. The crone has shown up. This is the crone. She has shown up to assure you that there is nothing that you have to do, be, or become in order to be worthy of unconditionally loving yourself as you are. Just as there is nothing you have to do, be, or become in order to be worthy of breathing. All that is required is that you allow your breath to continue. It knows how. You do not need to do anything more. This is the same with the unconditional self-love within you. It knows how to be the living breath of you in the world. Just as you breathe, you are love. You are of love. Spirit self is love. Love is the only thing that is real. Anything less than love is not real. It has never been, can, or will be. Radical self-love lets all the illusions go by, burning its brilliant light right through them. To bring forth what is within you is to breathe as the love that you are. Whatever that energy is and whatever we feel blissfully compelled to do in a state of self-love, we breathe our inner self into this world. This is really saying manifesting through love, you guys. Using that self-love to manifest, knowing that you are worthy of whatever it is that you are trying to reach, whatever that goal is there. Okay. Radical self-love can be difficult to get our heads around and accept when what has been modeled to us growing up is contrary to unconditional love, acceptance, and positive regard. We may not even realize that we are worthy of respect and have the right to defend ourselves against all forms of poor treatment. Pile one. Furthermore, regardless of our upbringing, we all, at some point, face a degree of challenge with honoring and owning the things about ourselves that we are inclined to disparagingly compare with others, reject, dislike, or wish were different. An inner journey to love, acceptance, and compassion toward all our perceived negatives, inadequacies, and failures in ourselves and others is what fulfills us by accessing the true love that we seek and at heart are. The question is, will we take it? This card encourages you to say yes and to let go of all your self-judgment, shadows, and untruths so that the room can be made for all of your loving light to radiate through the rest of your life. The featured crone supports you in cultivating the strength required to love yourself for all that you are and all that you are not, to love all that you have done and all that you have not done, to love all that you have struggled with and overcome, as well as all the things you still struggle with and may never overcome. It supports you to love what you are ashamed of or fear and to love what hurts. Love all of your emotions. They communicate to you what matters most to you. Allow all of the love that you are unconditionally into you and your life. Allow all the love that you are unconditionally into you and your life. Once you experience wholeness within, healthy, loving relationships with others can come into your life. You will be able to receive them and the love that they are. The key is to love your differences in all the ways in which you feel like you're not enough. Love that everyone else in your life is out of your control. Love that strangeness and the darkness. Love that love is the only thing that matters. The rest dissolves in its presence. Live from the white light of your heart's love and wisdom and watch its power shine through all illusion. Love, love, love. Crone's message is love is radical in the extent to which it loves you back. Pile number one. I feel so heavy for you. I really feel this burden that you're carrying here. And you're so loved. That's the comforting message you need to hear. I mean, is love. You're loved. So you're loved. People love you. But people can only love you to the extent that you love yourself. So make sure and be kind to yourself. Okay, pile one? You've been going through it. You've been going through it for sure. But it's just, I really think that the message that you need to hear is that you've got this. You have the tools that you need to create the life that you like, to run with these ideas that you have and really make them reality. it's a heavy burden, and it can feel like the dawn will never come. But I'm telling you, you're almost to the finish line. Finish through love, you know? Accept the love that's being offered to you, even if that's just from yourself. Accept that love. You're not alone. Your higher self is saying that there's love all around you. It's just you may not be able to see it right now because you're not allowing love into your life. You're not allowing yourself to love who you are in this moment. So that's really what I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. Tons of love your way from myself, from my guides. Just, you're gonna make it. You've got it. You're almost there, my friend. You just have to keep pushing, keep going, go within, maybe take a rest a bit. Don't be afraid to say no to things, set boundaries. I know you're feeling heavy right now, but it really sounds like they need you to know that you are loved. And that is all that I have for you, my dear pile number 1. Take care, be well, and I love you guys. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you've picked this pile number 2, this one is for you right here. We have the Goddess of Awakening that says this is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. We have this beautiful green adventuring heart, which I feel like just goes perfectly with this. I actually chose these crystals for your piles before I even decided what deck I was going to use to help you guys pick. So this is just wonderful right here. So we're going to pull some tarot cards first to kind of get a better idea of what the message is that your soul needs to hear right now. And then we'll pull another oracle card from the Lantern Oracle, and we'll read our cards and see, just go from there. So let's start with your tarot. I am going to start with just a writer, or I say typical as if it's not a big deal, as if it's not amazing, but just a Rider-Waite tarot deck here. So let's just see what message pile number 2 needs to hear right now. Got 1. We're gonna do, oh, those 2 want to come out, so that's what we'll do right there. I was gonna ask for 3, so there we go. All right, we have the 5 of Cups, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Swords. All right, pile number 2, I feel, I mean, with 10 of Pentacles here, I see success. I see that you're going to have, I mean, just this wonderful time here, manifesting whatever it is that you're wanting physically here in this world. Page of Swords, I see. So this card basically is exploration. Right here, you see them standing up here on this hill with this sword, this idea that they have, and they're ready. They've got the wind blowing in their hair. I mean, it's just they're nice and grounded here in this moment, and they're looking towards the future. And that's what I see and hear. But I do see this 5 of Cups here. I see that you're having to walk away from something. You're having to walk away from these spilled cups here, and you're actually turning your back on these 2 cups that you have standing here in order to mourn essentially over these 3 cups. Let's get some clarifiers for you here. Let's learn a bit more about this 3 of Cups situation, or this 5 of Cups situation here. Just kind of get some clarifiers for this 5 of Cups here for pile number 2. Here we go. 4 of Swords. Oh, you're tired. You need a rest. I feel that. It's been a lot. It's been heavy for you. I feel that. I felt that with just in general with the collective. This is a very heavy time. And then we have Ace of Swords here. So what I'm really seeing here is I'm seeing you needing to take a rest, pile number 2. I mean, this is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity, but that doesn't mean that that's not tiring. It doesn't mean that you don't need a rest. And I'm seeing here that you have some new ideas. There's a possibility of new ideas forming, and you going for those too. Really sitting here, starting out, thinking about these things. There's not a knight here. We haven't necessarily seen action yet, but we're coming up with these ideas here, and that's really what I'm seeing right here for you. Is we've got these new ideas coming in, this creativity, which typically ones is really what represents creativity. But with swords, we do have the mind. It's possible that you're manifesting here, you're controlling your thoughts. But I do see that, maybe pile number 2, you need to take a little bit of a rest. Take a little bit of a rest. Maybe you've hit some snags in this plan to really create this 10 of Pentacles life here. In fact, I almost feel like this needs to be like this, because this is our goal here, and this is kind of where we're coming from. It's just this place of feeling a loss, honestly, and just really needing to rest. I'm really seeing that you need to rest and kind of recuperate, so you can create these new ideas, so you can come up with this, so you can really manifest what it is that you're trying to manifest here. Let's get some clarifiers for this Page of Swords as well. Just a couple there for that. Go with this, the Hanged Man. So you might feel stuck right now. It's possible too that this is just a period of time where you're really changing your perspective. Maybe you've been kind of changing your mind over, what's been going on in your life, what you want, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe you're starting something new, a new career, and this is really what you're looking for, is total fulfillment of material needs, having all your needs met, and you're doing that through creativity, through manifestation, through really conquering the mind, conquering your thoughts here. And what I'm hearing here for you is maybe it's time to rest a bit. It's time to rest a bit and get a different perspective, possibly. The Hanged Man actually chose this position. He chose to hang himself in this position upside down so that he could see a different perspective. And that's really what I'm seeing here for you. I'm seeing that maybe it's time to rest a bit, let your mind rest, allow new ideas to just flow, new thoughts to flow. It's possible that this is talking a bit about your self-concept, about your mental diet, not allowing yourself to beat yourself up, to focus on losses and forgetting, turning your back on what it is that you do still have here. And that's really what I'm seeing here. And I'm seeing that it's possible that perhaps a new perspective might really be what you need in order to manifest or keep pursuing this thing that you'd like. Let's go and take a look. I have another tarot deck here. I'd like to just pull a couple more cards for you. This is a totally unofficial Adventure Time Tarot by Catherine. Let me make sure I say her name correctly. Hillier. Here's the box right here. I got this from her Etsy shop. I'm going to put the link down below for all the decks that I use. And I'm going to put her socials in there as well, so you guys can go and support this artist, because this tarot deck is adorable, you guys. It's so well done. All right, so here we go. Just a message for what pile number 2's soul needs to hear right now. Just a comforting message for them. All right, these two want to come out, so that is what we're gonna do. All right, pile number 2. I have the 7 of Coins here. I really see all of the hard work paying off for you here. Kind of want to keep us all in the camera field here, so let me organize this for a moment. There we go. So we have the 7 of coins here. So I'm really seeing this deck is brand new and it's very slick. Okay, it's wiggling all over my table. So we have the 7 of coins here. I see, so we've got that, and then we have the World. All right. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing the kind of the harvest, the bounty, the result of hard work. But maybe you're not totally satisfied with what it is that you've created. Maybe that's what this 10 of Pentacles is symbolizing here for you, is that it's as if you have it all, but there's something missing. There's something here that just doesn't feel right. And you've got these new ideas, but you know, it can be really hard to pursue something new when you've got so many other things going on. I mean, if you've created this life for yourself, this can be really challenging to start something new. And you have these ideas and you want to go for it, but that can be really tiring. But I see here with the World that everything is coming to completion for you. You're gonna get a new perspective. I really feel like what your soul needs to hear is that a new perspective and a bit of rest and allowing this new creativity, these new thoughts to just come to you is really what's going to help you, is really the message that you need to hear. And also that the world's in your hands. You can have anything that you want. I'm really getting this message. I'm really feeling like you guys are manifesting something. And let me know in the comment section down below if that is actually the case. And if you would like to share whatever it is you're manifesting, I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear about it. But I really see just this coming full circle for you and you really getting what it is that you want. So there's that message there. But like I said, I'm seeing that what you're really needing to hear is rest, a change of perspective, and that can help you with this feeling of maybe it seems like you have it all, but you're just not feeling fulfilled. There's just something missing here for you. And I'm hearing your higher self say that they know that you feel that way and they understand. But they understand that you've had this loss here. They understand that it's really hard to turn back around and look at the 2 of Cups still remaining when you've lost 3 here. But take some time to rest. Just allow the creativity to flow towards you. Perhaps a new perspective is really what you need right here in order to really feel fulfilled in whatever it is that you're working towards here on this world, on this earth, and know that the whole world is in your hands. Pile number 2. You can have whatever it is that you desire. That which is desired by you is destined for you. Pile number 2. And I'm really seeing that here, that this is, you can have anything you want, you know, but maybe take a rest, you know, a change of perspective might help you out. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Let's pull your Lantern Oracle card for you, and then we are going to take a look at the guidebooks for these Oracle cards because they are just beautifully written. And we'll see what messages that your higher self has for you, the comforting messages that you just need to hear right now. So I'm filling this one right here. So that is what we're going to do. Repair. Making amends rather than fun times reveals a relationship's true constitution. Making amends rather than fun times reveals a relationship's true constitution. Let me get this all kind of organized here, and then we will take a look at the message for you with these 2 oracle cards here. All right, let's see here what we have for you. We are going to start I was going to start with this one, but I really feel like we need to look at this one first and see what the message is here for you. What's going on? Let's see. A bit of a forewarning. The Lantern Oracle guidebook is a bit long. The messages are a bit long. They're a couple pages long. I will read them to you. I'm not going to omit anything because there might be something in there that resonates for you, but just letting you know, it is a bit long. So here we go. Repair. Making amends rather than fun times reveals a relationship's true constitution. Okay. The integrity and strength of a relationship lie in how both parties show up for repair and not in how they play, nor their conflict style or frequency. Although challenges that arise in our relationships can be painful and difficult, they are also how we grow, learn, and explore who we are, both individually and together. Repair is where we get real with those who we are and reciprocally. Whoa, okay. Repair is where we get real with those who we are in a reciprocally valued and respectful relationship. It is where we are seen as we are without the mask of composure and impression management. In a true relationship with another, we realize that it is okay to make mistakes, have flaws, and fail to live up to our best possible selves. When the relationship is genuine, we are sincerely doing our best and our intentions are pure, all is repairable. Together, it is possible for all involved parties to heal from the wound, strengthen the bond, and advance. Mutual love, desire, integrity, and the willingness to do whatever the repair takes are the ingredients to this beautiful unfolding. However, it is also of equal importance to acknowledge that there are indeed some things that happen or are said and done in a relationship that irreversibly cross a line for one or all parties. When a person is self-lovingly unwilling or unable to come back from a line of theirs being crossed, a true repair is not an option. In such instances, the healthiest approach is to acknowledge that the relationship is over and to part ways. Although the ending of a relationship can be excruciating, it is optimal to dodge what could involve further damage. If one's line in the sand has been violated once, it suggests that the relationship is unsafe for this person and best released as a necessary lesson that has run its course. This way, each individual can independently repair themselves and eventually move on to relationships with others that are reciprocally healthy and respectful fit. Once the relationship with ourselves works in a way that is good, self-respecting, accepting, and loving, it is possible for our external relationships to work in this way too. The featured crone encourages you to welcome the truth in whatever conflict, resentment, or hurt that arises in what is at heart a real, good, and genuine relationship as the opportunity to grow. With good and safe people, it benefits them and us to embrace the challenges, differences, and disagreements that inevitably surface throughout the long haul. Conflicts only seem to threaten the connections we share with loved ones. This is especially so when we let them fester without discussing an issue and do not equally commit to mending whatever stitches have come undone. Instead of disagreements temporarily separating us from our loved ones, any damage the relationship suffers is an opportunity to increase the intimate connection. This can be done if and only if both parties are equally invested in the relationship and want to do the work of repair. Before starting to repair a rupture in a relationship, it can be beneficial to take some time out to calm down and get perspective. Hanged Man right here. New perspective. All right. Time apart gives us a space to learn how much we truly love and value the other person. It also gives us the time and capacity to consider the issue from their point of view and to see if and how we indeed could have responded in a more thoughtful, graceful, or effective manner. The realization, like the repair, is both the gift and the growth as we mature and increase in authenticity with one another. When bringing conflict to the table, if both parties can respectfully, safely, and patiently meet each other halfway with a genuine willingness to work it out, they are blessed with a sacred relationship. The crone's message here is authentic relationships are made of what it takes for shared repair and growth. Okay, so it's perhaps what it is that we're dealing with here is a relationship. Perhaps that's what this is if that's what you're going through. That may be possible. We've got our we've got this material here, everything going amazing. We've got this beautiful family, but here we do see that there's there's something here. There's these spilled cups. There's some sort of hurt feelings here. And perhaps if this is about a relationship for you, if that resonates with you, and this is not about manifestation, because remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. But if the relationship message does resonate for you, then what I'm seeing here is that perhaps it is time to consider another perspective. Consider the other person's perspective. Perhaps it's time to look at these relationships in a different way. Take a different perspective. Is this a relationship that can be repaired? Is this a relationship that is serving you? Maybe we need to think about that a bit. Maybe we need to kind of just hang around, kind of take a different perspective. Because what I'm seeing here, and this would make sense, is I see that you've built something here on this material plane, this physical plane here, that while it's done well on the outside, you don't really seem very satisfied with it, pile number 2. I see here, there's an upset here, and I know that we've got 3 cups spilled and 2 cups over, so it seems like possibly there's more bad than good in this relationship. Possibly it's time to take some time to rest, to think things through, to take a different perspective on this relationship, and then decide where to go from there. But no matter what, your higher self, Spirit, your guides want you to know that you are supported and you deserve the world. You deserve all the good things that are meant to come to you. And I see here that this new perspective, this bit of rest, allowing these new ideas, looking at things from a different way, it can help you out with that and help you decide if this is worth repairing. And this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This can be a friendship. This can be any type of bond relationship with another person. Okay, possibly with a career. It could be that this is about a career that you've gained a lot from it, but it is just not fulfilling for you. You are just not happy. You're losing more than what you're putting in. You're not really getting out the amount that you're putting in, and you really find that it's just not satisfying for you. And I feel like this repair card is calling you to take a different perspective, maybe let some new ideas flow and decide where to go from there, because perhaps this is just not fulfilling. Maybe it's time to, kind of think about what it is we might want to do instead. But let's take a moment real fast and let's look at our Goddess of Awakening card here, and let's get the message from that. These are much shorter, just so you know. We will not be reading for a long period of time. This is on page 45, by the way, in case those numbers mean anything to you, if you're into numerology or anything like that. But here we go. So, Goddess of Awakening says this is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. So, regardless of whether you are male or female, your feminine creative spirit is being nourished and awakened by the star of Venus. The goddess of love is activating your sensuous nature. Romance is in the air, so surround yourself with flowers and crystals, wear your favorite perfume or essential oil, and allow your inner charms to surface. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, fun, and creativity. A new romance is about to blossom, or an existing relationship is about to enter a period of renewed magic, excitement, and enchantment. Either way, this period of renewed romance will eventually lead you to explore a new creative venture with your partner. Enjoy. So, I'm really getting, typically I don't usually do relationship readings and love readings, and I really, this is a collective reading, so there may be a group of you that this is about your relationship. This is, I'm hearing here that decide what you want to repair. Is this worth repairing? Perhaps maybe you need to look at this from your partner's perspective. Maybe you need to look from their perspective and decide, okay, yes, I want to repair this. Take some time out to yourself, look at a new perspective, maybe look at everything you've created here and decide, is this something that I want to continue to work on? Goddess of Awakening here is telling us that perhaps yes it is, and there's a renewed period of time where we're not going to be crying over these 3 spilled cups anymore, and in fact we will be appreciating the 2 that we still have. So that's really what I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. So once again, this could be about a relationship, this could be about career, perhaps, you know, this is a new time of creativity. You're going to take some time out. You're not feeling satisfied with what it is that you've built. You're going to take on a new perspective and decide where it is you want to go from there. But just know the world is your oyster. Anything you want, you can have. You are not confined or constricted to whatever your situation is. You can always change, and sometimes that change just comes from within. Once you go within, take a rest and take on a new perspective. So pile number 2, that is what I have for you here. Please let me know if this resonated for you. Please let me know if you don't mind sharing what it is that this is talking about here, because this is a bit cryptic here. But yeah, so that's all that I have for you, pile number 2. Lots of love your way, letting you know I'll be thinking about you guys as you go through this and take on this new perspective. Take a bit of rest for yourself, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is your pile. If you've chosen this, here we are. We have the beautiful rose rock with the angel of diet and nutrition that says, pay attention to what you eat and drink. You intuitively know what's good for you. All right, so we are going to start out pile number 3 by drawing just some tarot cards here from my Rider-Waite Tarot. Rider-Waite Smith, actually. She's the one who did the illustrations on this tarot. So here we go. Let's see, what comforting message does pile number 3 souls need to hear right now? We're gonna get 3. Feeling those 2. All right, here we go. We have the 8 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, pile number 3. I am seeing here that you have been working hard at something, my friend. You have been putting in the work, and it's paying off, actually, and not just internally, but this is externally too. These are other people celebrating you, celebrating your creativity, and you really becoming a master of your mind right here, pile number 3. That's really what I'm seeing here for you. With the angel of diet nutrition, the way that this relates with all of this, perhaps you've been working on yourself. That's really what I'm feeling here. Is I'm really feeling lots of work on yourself, possibly on your physical body, whether that be going to the gym, making sure you eat healthy, you know, putting food in your body that feels good, that makes you feel good. And I see that you're being celebrated for that right now. And perhaps you're at this stage right here where you're just really putting in the work, and you maybe haven't gotten here yet, but pile number 3, the comforting message that your soul needs to hear is that you're going to be celebrated for this hard work that you're putting in. It is not going unnoticed. It is being recognized by those in your circle. And this Queen of Swords, I almost see this as, I actually see this as a separate person from you. Maybe someone else giving you accolades, someone else giving you assistance. You know, that's really what I see here for you. Pile number 3. Let's get some few little clarifiers here and kind of see what else is going on for you. I have the totally unofficial Adventure Time Tarot deck by Catherine Hillier. I don't know, guys, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but here's the deck box for that. It's just, it's the cutest deck. It's done so well. It's so well done. I'll put a link to everything that I use in the description box, and I'll also put a link to this artist's socials as well, so you can follow her and support her. But let's get just a few cards here to tell us a bit more about the comforting message that pile number 3 soul needs to hear right now. Right, that one, and let's do this one more. You guys, I love the artwork on these cards. They're adorable. Okay, here we go. We have the 5 of Cups, the Lovers, and the 4 of Coins. Okay, let me sit here for a minute. Pile number 3. I see that you're disappointed in something. You've lost something here. And and though you still have these 2 cups right here, you're kind of turning your back on these cups here. You've got these 3, and I feel like you're putting in a lot of work and you're not seeing the accolades that you're hoping for. That's really what I'm feeling here. And it's been kind of a challenge to keep kind of mind over matter, you know, and to keep going. Perhaps you're on this journey here to really better yourself, and you know, you're struggling here a little bit. That's really what I'm seeing here for you. And this 4 of Coins is about control. Perhaps you feel, you're overdoing it. Perhaps you're overdoing it with this. Perhaps pile number 3. Let's see here. Let me get another clarifier for you, pile number 3, because I'm seeing here that you're putting in a lot of work here, and in the mastery of the mind, even in particular, possibly, or this is someone here who's come in and really like cut you down, and you're feeling disappointed. And perhaps you're not feeling like you're getting the love that you were really hoping for. Perhaps you're feeling a bit alone, and you're grasping for control here. You feel like you're losing control, possibly. Let's see here what else we have for you. I'm just gonna grab another one. Another one of these for you. Knight of Cups. Yeah. This has been, though this all seems very physical, this has taken an emotional toll on you, pile number 3. You're really, you're really trying to keep moving forward. You're really taking your cup and going with it, honestly. Possibly what I see here is that you're leaving this situation that's making you feel, maybe you're walking away from these 2 cups here. And the comforting message here is that you're going to be celebrated. I know maybe it's possible for some of you that you feel like you're not being celebrated. You may even feel like you're being cut down by someone, maybe there's a prominent female in your life who's really cutting you down, who's really making you feel bad about yourself. You've put in a lot of work here, and it's like she came in and knocked over these cups for you or something like that. That's really what I'm seeing, and you're just you're not feeling the love, honestly. You're kind of feeling possibly a lack of control, or like you need to grasp really tight in order to regain control here. And And I almost feel with this one, it's almost like you're running away from your emotions, personally. I mean, I know he's sitting here with the cup looking straight into it, but I feel like you're just kind of trying to get away from whatever this is here. Let me get some clarifiers for your Queen of Swords here and tell me a little bit more about this Queen of Swords and what this is, who this is. Perhaps this is a situation that you're just, I'm not sure, but let's see. Can we get a clarifier for this Queen of Swords? See the Knight of Wands. Perhaps, do you have a creative idea? Pile number 3, that has to do with diet, nutrition. Are you building something with that? That has to do with that, and you're just really being knocked down. It's almost like, if you see here, it's almost like she's stopping. It's almost like she's saying, no, I'm not into it. It's like she's cutting it down with this sword. Pile number 3, this is rough, my friend. I feel for you. This is hard. It can be hard when someone comes in, and with the swords, I feel like this is I'm not sure. I feel like it's someone just knocking down any idea that you have. You've got all this creative ideas. You're really hoping to feel celebrated for your hard work, and then here we're having, someone come in and just cut that, just kind of cut you down, when you're just feeling this lack of control, kind of trying to run away from it, kind of trying to move on possibly with this. Pile number 3, I'm so sorry. I feel so heavy for you right now. I almost feel anxiety. With one of the other piles, I really felt this heaviness, but with you, I really feel this anxiety, honestly. Like you're just, perhaps you don't know where to go from here. Perhaps you're holding on tightly to everything you have just because you feel like you're not being appreciated right now in this moment. And you're kind of just feeling like maybe you're ready to walk away. Maybe what you have with this 2 of Cups just isn't, maybe these 2 cups just aren't worth staying for, and you're not feeling loved, and perhaps this is someone that you love dearly. Perhaps that's what this is. This is someone that you love dearly that you're just not feeling the love from. You're not feeling celebrated like you feel like you should. And your emotions possibly are, maybe they're getting away from you. Maybe they're getting out from under you. Maybe they're kind of running away from you, and you've been trying to keep it all under control, but it's just hard because this is someone who matters to you. So let's see here, pile number 3, what we have for you with the Lantern Oracle, and get that comforting message for you that your soul needs to hear right now. I feel like this one's been sticking up. Oh, and this is the one that we're getting, so that's the one meant to be, my friends. So here we go. Radical self-acceptance. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. Pile number 3, I don't know if any of you were attracted or interested in pile number 1, but you might want to go check that out. There's a message there about love and self-love, and maybe that's something you need to hear right now. So if you didn't feel called to pile number 1, didn't feel interested in it, it's probably not for you. But if you did feel called to pile number 1, you might want to go and check, because it seems like some self-acceptance, some self-love here is what you need. And all right, let's get the messages from here. We're going to start with the Lantern Oracle first for you. I've been doing that for all the piles. I just feel like I'm pretty sure I've been doing that for all the piles. It just feels what we need to do. I do like to forewarn everyone. I don't believe I forewarned pile number 1, but these messages in the Lantern Oracle are a bit lengthy, so I'm going to read it all for you. I'm not going to omit anything. In case there's a message in there specifically for you, I don't want to omit that. So we're gonna read through this Radical Self-Acceptance number 29 for you. So here we go. All right. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. The relationship you have with yourself informs how you relate to others. The way you see yourself affects how you perceive others and assume how they see you. The expectations you place on yourself are reflected in the disappointments you experience from and the judgments you make upon others. When we only accept the best parts of ourselves, we mirror such conditional acceptance towards others in the world. Drawing this card calls for a time of deep reflection. Let all of the things about yourself that you've ever wished to change. List all the things about yourself that you've ever wished to change. What was it about yourself that you were rejecting, and why? Where did that story come from that suggested something about you was wrong, not good enough, or needed to change? Whose belief was that before it was yours? As you meditate on the answers to these questions, is it negative and oppressive energy that comes up for you? If so, this is okay. Breathe. When you are ready, proceed with the following writing prompts. Write any and all of the negative and oppressive energy that comes up for you out of you. Take a moment to reflect on all that you are now, how far you have come, and all that you have achieved. Write down all the things that you value about yourself. Make a note of any aspects of yourself that you still struggle to accept. Every quality has more than one purpose. How have the previous negative or unwanted qualities helped you to survive or serve you in some way? Return to your notes on the parts of yourself that still make you feel uncomfortable, feel inadequate, or feel ashamed, and identify their worth. When ready, jot down your discoveries on how helpful these shadow parts have been. Write a letter of gratitude to your shadow parts, letting them know you appreciate how they have served you and stood by you the only way they knew how. Take them into your heart as they are and celebrate them. As you do this, notice whether any powerful or positive energy comes up for you. If so, good. Breathe deeply into it. Allow all of the positive, compassionate, and loving energy to marinate through every atom of your body. To complete the healing process, make it a daily habit to give attention to all that you are, opposed to what you are not. The power of positive self-regard will propel you ever forward and dissolve the density of negativity. Deliberately do this until it becomes natural to live each day from a place of radical self-acceptance, value, and appreciation. When we radically accept ourselves, we become luminous. When we force ourselves into shapes, roles, and pursuits that are not authentic, we compromise our true potential and radiance. The Guardian encourages you to accept yourself totally, to unconditionally open to your full potential. Live your bliss. Your light will illuminate how beautiful life is. Her message is you accept, judge, and connect with others to the extent that you accept, judge, regard, and connect with yourself. It was a beautiful message there. So perhaps it's time to discard this person with a sharp tongue. That's almost what I'm getting here. Someone who's very sharp tongue. Someone who really has the ability to just cut you down, to stop your creative pursuits, and really make you feel like perhaps you're not good enough. Perhaps you can't be celebrated. Perhaps you'll never be celebrated for your hard work. Perhaps you'll never find the love that you're looking for. Perhaps you'll always feel out of control. And what I'm hearing here, this comforting message that you need to hear, pile number 3, is to let go. To let go of these thought patterns that are not serving you anymore. There are lots, no matter what type of upbringing you had, everybody had to learn how to survive in that upbringing with those parents at that time. And sometimes those survival mechanisms are really maladaptive and they're not helpful to us. And in the end, they really hurt us more than anything else, especially once we're no longer trying to survive in that environment. And I feel like what this card is telling you is that perhaps it's time to reflect on those survival mechanisms, and it's time to walk away. It's time to find someone who truly loves you, maybe. It's time to find someone who's not cutting you down all the time. Maybe this love is just really self-love, you know? Maybe this is just coming together with your higher self, with who you really are, your authentic self. And that in and of itself is to be celebrated. And it doesn't matter what this person says, how they're cutting you down, what they're doing. You don't have to run away from your emotions. You don't have to just let them get out from under you. You can let go of this tight control that you have over everything going on in your life. Let's see what the Angel of Diet and Nutrition has to say here in this Oracle deck. The Angels, God, and Goddesses guidebook here. This one is not as long as the other. I just like to kind of forewarn that this one's not crazy long. This is on page 20. If that number 2 or 20 mean anything for you. All right, the Angel of Diet and Nutrition say you intuitively know what is good for you. You are being urged to pay attention to what you eat and drink. Make sure you maintain a balanced diet. Remember, you intuitively know what is good for you. Simply pay attention and be mindful, all in moderation. You are also being urged to pay attention to your thoughts. Before I even read that sentence, that is what I was thinking. You know what's good for you. Pay attention to your thoughts. Healthy nutrition is not just solely derived from what we eat and drink. It also stems from our thoughts. Positive and loving thoughts are just as nourishing as good food and drink. Let go of every fearful and negative thought and replace all with love. There's nothing to fear. All right, pile number 3. I feel like this, whoever this is, whatever this is, this may not be a person, this may kind of be a situation that's instilling a little bit of fear, a little bit of, what's the word, a little bit of, the inability to decide, a little bit of indecision. They're just this source of negative thoughts, of negative thought patterns, and it's really beating you down, my friend. It's really making you feel like you're losing control, or like you need to hold tight to what control you do have. You're worthy of being celebrated. Your hard work is worthy of being celebrated. Your creative endeavors are worthy of being celebrated. Go for those. Don't let those negative thought patterns stemming from someone else grip you so tight. Accept where you came from. Accept, love your shadow, because this is what this really feels like to me. This really feels like possibly shadow work needs to be done right now. And maybe that's what the comforting message that you need to hear is, that you are worthy of being celebrated. But it's these negative thought patterns that are really got you in a chokehold, my friend. They're real, and it's time to work on our self-concept. It's time to work on our mental diet and say, no, you know what? I'm not a failure. I am worthy of being celebrated. Whatever these old thought patterns, these old habits, patterns, and cycles that I've been stuck in as a way to survive they're not serving me. They're hurting me more than anything now that I'm in this new life that I've created. And I've got to let that go. I've got to move on, and go search for that unconditional love that begins within ourselves. And we need to be mindful of what we're taking in, the types of things that we're internalizing from other people. There are people out there who are just not going to support us no matter what we do. Pile number 3. They are just not. And it's really up to us to decide what we will accept, what we will take in, and what we will leave and let go. What we will say, hey, that's not for me. That energy's not for me, and it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they say. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm not letting this have control over me. I'm not going to hold so tight. I feel like this isn't necessarily them having control over you. This is possibly you holding really tight, trying to control, maybe control their perception of you even. Pile number 3, and I feel it's time to let that go. That's what I'm really hearing. There's nothing wrong with you how you are. You are worthy of being celebrated, but it's going to take some self-acceptance of who you are right now in this moment, and to let go of what does not serve you. Know what is good for you. This energy right here, this cutting energy, is not good for you. Do not internalize this. Do not let this get to you. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of being celebrated. And you need to know that, pile number 3. And that is what I have for you here today, my friend. You're worthy. Your hard work is worthy of celebration. You're worthy of love. You know, look for the people that choose you. Not the people necessarily who are just there, who have always been there. Perhaps this is someone like that who's just always been there in your life, but they like to cut you down. And maybe it's time to let that go. Don't take that in. It's not good for you. You know what's good for you. You know it intuitively. But in order to let that go, we need to accept it. We need to stop trying to hold on so tightly to what it is that they think, possibly, to however it is that you want to be perceived. Accept who you are, and then you can begin to let go. Perceive yourself different. Accept who you are, and then let go of what it is that does not serve you anymore, pile number 3. And that's the comforting message that I feel that you need to hear today. And that's all that I have for you, pile number 3. All the love going out to you. I'll be thinking about you while you go through this. Let me know in the comments if you'd like what the situation is, possibly. And if this resonated for you or not. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time to watch this video. Please like, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, pile number 3.